Perry Thompson is among several Auburn Tigers that appear to be winning in fall camp.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zac Blackerby, and thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Happy Charlie Tuesday to all who celebrate. We're joined by Auburn message board legend Kyle Rush, also known as the Charlie 5. We'll talk about defensive names that appear to be winning fall camp, and as well as other offensive guys. But Kyle, you and I both have a list of 4, and I want to start with one of the guys that you mentioned when we were texting earlier, Perry Thompson. The name Perry Thompson, it doesn't seem to be going away. It seems like Perry always seems to have a play in him every single day.
Yeah, before the season started, before practice started in the summer and even in the spring, it was just you were worried. Can he be the number 5 receiver? Like, can he make it to be in the rotation at all? And when they first ran the first practice out there, he's with the ones, and it's been sort of a consistent deal. I think one of the big plays from the scrimmage on Friday was to Perry. He made one of the bigger catches in the viewing period that I saw on Thursday, the practice before. He seems to be grasping the offense. Hugh mentions him specifically as far as guys that didn't play a ton last year that have made huge jumps. And that seemed to be always what it was going to be, is like, could he learn how to play wide receiver at this level instead of just out-athleting everybody, like learning the intricacies of being a wide receiver? And that seems to be the consistent message day in and day out. And I think that is just probably one of the better case scenarios of a player winning the fall for Auburn that there could be.
Yeah. And I mean, just if he can put it all together and be just another – what an upside and a wide receiver 4. Like, I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine that kind of level of production or upside if Auburn were able to get the most out of Perry Thompson and the other 3. If you're in a 4 receiver set and the other 3 guys on the field are Malcolm Simmons, Cam Coleman, and Eric Singleton. I mean, that's just a lot.
That was the dream, man. That was the vision. Yeah. Is that right there, what you just mentioned. It's just the light seems to be coming on, and I think that's a scary, scary thing for the rest of the country if that's the case.
Yeah. Another offensive name that I've kind of heard good things about, and the players don't really seem to be shying away from talking him up, but Preston Howard, the tight end transfer, and like the tight end room is super interesting because it's so thin now. It's so thin with Rico. I don't think they expected Rico Walker to hit the portal when he did, and then all of a sudden, it's a pretty a room that wasn't super deep to begin with, got more thin, but it does seem like Preston Howard has kind of figured out a little bit of a role in the offense. And I also think it's really big when you can tell when coaches spend extra time on a specific player. It was that way with Perry earlier. It's also been a few moments. Lance Dahl has written about this at the barn to some extent, like them stopping and spending extra time with Preston Howard. That tells me that they say, hey, we need you. You need to learn this, and we're going to spend extra time making sure you're ready to go.
I mean, and talking about the tight end room, I mean, you have the issues with Hollis on an injury basis, and then now, with his legal standing, we'll have to see. I think he's suspended currently. Will he be reinstated before the season? Don't know. But, I mean, it's Brandon Frazier and Preston Howard. That's it.
Yeah, and then Ryan G., who's like –
he's banged up. He's not really practicing a ton. So you don't really have a whole lot to go to there. And if you want to go in those, those big, heavy sets, that 12 personnel or whatever, or you just want to have a big wide receiver type body out there, he's going to be the guy you're going to go to. And I think – I want to see a little bit more, but I'm with you. He's kind of won by default, but it's still good that they see a weapon in him, and him playing quarterback in high school and just the athletic ability. It's there. So yeah, definitely need to see more out of him, but that is one that I could totally get on board with, saying he's moving up. He's winning the early part of fall camp.
Do you have another offensive
Oh
name
yeah,
that is potentially a winner throughout fall camp so far?
my guy Omar, man.
Or Omar Mabson.
That's talking another name that's just consistent. Did you have any, like, legitimately? Did you have any expectations for him this year whatsoever before fall camp started?
No, because of Alvin. I thought surely if they needed a fourth guy, it would just be Alvin. And like that doesn't seem to be part of the plan at all.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, from the scrimmage on Friday, the very lack, there's a lot of lack of offense, but what bright spots they had, it seemed like it was Omar popping some runs. And I think he popped some runs in the Saturday prior. Physically, I was not expecting him to be at the level that he is as a freshly 18. We can't say, dadgummit, we can't say he's only 17. I was really hoping that we'd be able to do that, but we don't get to do that.
Because college football broadcasters really like to do that.
They love that. If you can be 17 for
if you're 17 playing football, they will tell you about it over and over and over again.
Or if your dad played football for the school that
or if you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Garrett Stidham's from Texas. Bo Nix's dad played at Auburn. Ryan Williams is 17.
Yeah. So he's that part is unfortunate. That won't be a talking point, but him physically and being able to have the burst at that level and then picking up the offense, catching the ball out of the backfield. I mean,
like,
it's not going to shock me.
Legitimate or not? Like, is he top 3 in touches among Auburn running backs this year?
I think there's still some work to do, but it would not. I mean, I'm not joking when I say this. I'm not just blowing smoke. It would not shock me if he was like, if not the feature guy, close to like the feature guy towards the end of the year. Like I could easily see him.
Does he have more touches than Jeremiah Cobb did last year?
Which was what?
Wasn't it like wasn't it 30-ish, high 20s or 30? Let's see.
I think so. Because I think somebody's going to get
Cobb
hurt.
had 29 carries last year and 6 catches, so 35 touches. Jeremiah Cobb did. Does Omar Mabson have more than 35 touches this year?
I'm going to say yes. Yeah, I think so for sure. I think somebody's probably going to get hurt, get banged up, and he's going to have to come in to the end of the year, at the end of the year, or midway through the season, or at some point in the season, and take some snaps. And I think, boy, he's just good. He's just really good.
Yeah, I think Darrell Robinson is the wild card in the running back room.
He looks so good.
Because like I think Damari, and this is going to sound negative. I don't mean it. I think the world of Damari. I think he's a good player. I am concerned about the fumbling stuff to some extent, but like I think Damari is kind of like your bar, and then Darrell Robinson to me represents like upside. Not that Damari can't get better. I think Darrell might have more upside than Damari.
I don't think it's a might.
Okay.
I think they have a much lower floor, but I think Damari's just kind of like he's sort of at where he's going to be, and I think all these other guys have another level that they could get to. But you may need that steady level to start off with and to kind of let people ease into the game. I love Omar's game based off what I've seen, and he's been a consistent name every single practice. So
one of these guys is going to get left out. And I just have a weird feeling that Omar's not going to be the guy who's left out. I got a weird feeling about it.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I got more offensive players that maybe their stock has gone up throughout fall camp, including a quarterback. That's next right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Can you imagine, Kyle, buying tickets anywhere other than with our friends at Game Time?
Just be silly. You're wasting your time.
You can buy Auburn Baylor tickets right now. Your all-in pricing is like $180 when I checked the app last night. Okay. Cool. Sweet. Look, we're not familiar with Waco. We're not familiar with their stadium. You can get the view from your seat on the Game Time app. I love that. It's more than just sections and seat numbers. you actually get a view, which I think is crucial if you're spending money. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And you can save up to 60% the closer you get to kickoff if you just want to go ahead and book all of the other travel to Baylor. And then like right before kick, download Game Time and kind of get in on the action last minute. You can save some money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase today. Download the Game Time app. It's free. Once again, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. I'll get to my quarterback in a second, but I want us all to go back 365 days and think about, okay, what we you don't want to do it. You don't want to do that. Just for a second. We'll come right back. I promise.
I'm going to earmuffs. Thank you.
Where we felt good about the O-line, and then weeks before the season started, what do we start hearing? Oh, Tyler Johnson's competing with Percy Lewis at left tackle? Why?
He started that first game.
I thought Percy looked really good. What's going on? Oh, he can't block anyone?
Oh, he can't get the playbook. They have to. He can't. The communication doesn't work when he's in there.
How? That's not good. No. And boy, we saw it. Boy, we felt it. You know what you're not hearing right now?
That
anything negative about Xavier Chaplin. Nothing negative about the guy at all. And which is what you want. You want nothing from your offensive line. I don't want anybody talking about Connor Lew, anybody talking about Dylan Wade, anybody talking about Xavier Chaplin, anybody talking about Jeremiah Ryder, Mason Murphy, too tall. I don't want anybody talking about any of them. And that's kind of what's happening. And I think that's kind of slipping under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to know their names. I would prefer you to not know the names.
If you're a casual Auburn fan, then
you should have no idea.
Know all the players on the team. I don't really want you to know who Xavier Chaplin is. No. You know what I mean?
The minute some casual knows who Xavier Chaplin is, there's an issue.
Oh, he jumped off sides. Something happened.
Oh, God, he just got the quarterback killed.
That's right.
You know, that kind of thing. I'm with you. Big X, man. He continues to. He's bringing the scouts in. Scouts are coming in to see him.
That's right.
I'm with you. People want to try to say, "Oh, it was this way with Percy Lewis. Oh, this happened last year with Percy Lewis." And so I'm not getting too excited. It is quite literally the opposite of what happened last fall camp.
Different.
Now, maybe the lead up to fall camp was similar.
Yeah.
But during fall camp, it went like it started showing its head pretty quickly. Like it's no joke. We kind of started to have concerns pretty quickly. And it's been quite the opposite.
Like you hear one or two things, you're like, oh, it's just like a bad practice. And then it's like, oh, Tyler Johnson starting at left tackle today at practice? What?
Oh, he's starting the first game now. They're rotating series. Like that's how bad it got.
Oh, the game's next week. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not seem to be happening at this point, which is good.
Awesome.
Which is good.
Can't be.
You didn't have any other offensive guys on your list, correct?
No, I didn't. It's
okay. Let me do my last offensive guy, and we'll switch to defense. Ashton Daniels, to me, like there was so much conversation around the backup quarterback spot, and there still will be. But it does seem like, based off of everyone I've talked to, that Ashton Daniels is QB2 over Deuce Knight. And there was some speculation on this show from me, probably from you. I mean, from a lot of folks like, oh, well, Deuce had such a good spring. Once again, we're not taking anything away from Deuce Knight. But it does seem like Ashton Daniels has come in and said, no, I'm the veteran. I'm the veteran backup. I'm raising the floor of this quarterback room. I'm not being brought in to raise the ceiling. I'm being brought in to raise the floor. And that's exactly what's happened based off of not most of the people that I've talked to, all of them. Yeah. And I think that's refreshing.
Yeah, 100%. I think it would be a much bigger concern. Again, no knock on Deuce. If Deuce had beaten out Ashton. I mean, when you really talk about it, I mean, he's a starting Power 5 quarterback. He's a starting Power 5 quarterback that's our backup, and he's come in, he's won the backup job. And I don't think there's any risk that he's like going to challenge Jackson for the number 1 job. But I do think it's got to at least have you looking over your shoulder a little bit, push you a little bit to make you better. You don't feel as bad if something were to go wrong, if there was an injury. I think they can do enough with Ashton. I think you can do enough with Ashton just to still be competitive. And he scored a touchdown Friday, one of the very few touchdowns in the scrimmage on Friday. So He can
with his legs. Reportedly.
With his legs, the legs. I mean, he's physically super impressive in person.
Where are you with the package situation?
Hold on, you got to clarify. Okay, a quarterback package. Got it. So I want no part of that whatsoever. I want to never. I want no packages. I want no Wildcat. I don't care if he's 6'5", 357 pounds, and he's unstoppable. I never want to see another Wildcat package or a short yardage quarterback package for as long as I live. I will say ugly things if I see that. Jackson's too good of a runner. Like, Jackson's too good of a runner not to just leave him in there and run it.
If Jackson was a statue, it'd be a little different.
Yeah.
That was even the thing with Peyton last year. It's like, we can say what you want about Peyton, but like, actually a decent runner. And it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, that I don't think it happened as much last year. So I'm hoping. I think that one time they had that experiment. Maybe there was a couple of Wildcats with the running back. I don't really remember, but it never works. I mean, I just don't. I think that's why they quit doing it after like 1920, the single wing. So hopefully we don't ever see that again.
Yeah,
I do like.
I didn't mind the red zone Robbie stuff. Like, I was actually like, okay, like at least there was a reason for it, and it seemed
awesome against San Jose State or whoever it was that we dunked on those poor children.
Yeah, that's right. Robbie had like 1 million rushing touchdowns. It's like, okay, this is awesome. This is great.
Yeah,
but yeah, like when you rotate it in,
when you do it on like the 43-yard line. It doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, or like it's an incomplete pass on first down, and then you rotate a guy in and like put him in on 2nd and 10. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, down and distance has to matter for this type of stuff.
Ugh.
So once again, like I think there's situations where I'm okay with it, but I just don't think Hugh Freeze has done enough to, like, the way he's tried to do it in the past, it's just been so bad where I'm like, I don't think this is it.
Here's the situation. This is the situation I'm okay with. We're up 3 touchdowns late in the game. Then run whatever the hell you want to run.
But then put Deuce in. Don't even put Ashton. Put Deuce in. Let him like get like 20 snaps. That'd be awesome.
Let Ashton get one drive where he runs over a bunch of children, scores a touchdown, and then put Deuce in. Let him throw a bomb. Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Who gets more total snaps this year, Deuce or Ashton?
I truly think Ashton.
Okay.
I think they're okay with it. Maybe it depends on. Well, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say Deuce.
I think it's Deuce.
And this is why. Because the back half of that schedule, you're getting close to the end of the year. That's the opportunity, I think, for Auburn to have a lot of blowouts. And I think that's when you want to get Deuce into the game, because the season's waning. You know, the first half of the season is when it's really competitive. Right. And there's that section where Auburn should dominate that 5-game stretch. So I think that's whenever the season's getting closer to the end, you got to get him playing time. I changed. I think Deuce ends up with more snaps.
Yeah, I'm not pushing back on that at all. I think I agree with you. All right, you've got 2 defensive names that have been like winners, you think, of fall camp so far, and I've got 1, and people are going to roll their eyes at me, and that's okay. That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Kia Autosport of Columbus. We all love Kias here, specifically Kia Sorentos. You know that we have a Kia Sorento. We've bought a Kia Sorento because we love the versatility of what they have to offer. Your just quick thoughts, Kia Sorento. Go. Just quick.
Elite.
Go. Elite. There we go. So when you, if you're looking for your next ride and you're looking near Auburn or Atlanta, just take the quick drive over to Kia Autosport of Columbus. They're bringing the heat with the Kia Summer Savings Event. It's going on right now. You can save up to $3,000. That's a lot of money. $3,000 off of MSRP on select 2025 Kia Sorento models. You also can save $500 off of any new Kia by just saying, hey, Locked On Auburn. That's like the secret code word. So when you get there, ask for Chris Child, who is the best, and say, hey, Locked On Auburn, heard about you from the show. Can't wait to, Zach said you're great. I'm sure he's correct. And he'll take care of you 100%. So head to Kia Autosport of Columbus, just off Whittlesey Boulevard in Columbus, Georgia, or visit KiaAutosportColumbus.com to browse their full inventory and start saving today. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Some defensive names. You have two, I have one. So you lead the way with your defensive lineman that you have written down.
Defensive lineman? Okay.
Yeah, start with the D lineman.
So Jordan Crawford is my guy, okay? And this is one of the reasons why. It seems like everybody that goes to practice that doesn't necessarily – it's not necessarily locked into Auburn all the time. Like, in other words, they're maybe not as in tune with the roster, or they haven't kept up with the depth chart like super duper close. They just get out there, they see what they see. It's like almost all the time they point out and like, man, who is that child right there? Who is that kid? And it turns out that it's Jordan Crawford. Doesn't matter if it's NFL scouts, doesn't matter who it is. He's just a guy that just jumps off the page physically. And he's been really disruptive. I think he's having a really good fall camp to the point where I think he's going to play himself into the rotation. And you're talking about, you got some seasoned veterans that you brought in on that line. I'd still think Jordan Crawford can give you 10 to 15 snaps a game, and you're not going to see much drop-off whatsoever, which is huge for Auburn, not only keeping those big guys fresh, but just building for the future, because I think he's going to be one of the focal points of the defense right there in the middle for, the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, Jordan Crawford is a guy who, I don't know if he single-handedly did it, but it was really close. Changed my entire opinion of a position group.
Yeah.
One of my biggest questions going into fall camp was defensive line depth. And it's like, you need one or two of these freshmen to figure it out. And I think between him and Malik Autry, it's like, yeah, okay. All right. I'm not worried about depth anymore on the D-line. Like, they've got enough dudes. And we've heard, stuff about James Ash and, several of the other, transfers that have come in. It's like, okay, like, this actually seems like a fairly deep room, especially if they choose to scoot Keldrick inside in pass rushing situations, and they use those ends to, go after the opposing quarterback. So yeah, Jordan Crawford, absolutely a riser throughout fall camp for sure. I can't do a list that describes good, positive things without listing Jay Crawford on it. So I wrote Jay Crawford down.
I'm under your criteria. He is definitely one. If it's who's winning fall camp, Jay Crawford is definitely winning fall camp. Now, I don't know that his stock could be any higher, but if it's just who's winning, that son of a gun's winning. He is a freaking dog.
We talked about it in the scrimmage. He just laid folks out. We're talking about knocking helmets off. That's insane. And this is a guy, once again, this isn't Madden. This isn't NCAA 26 or whatever. To have a corner that can cover as well as he can, can bump and run with you at the line of scrimmage as well as he can, and can lay you out in space is so rare that I think we just kind of forget about it to some extent. And you just talk about this run of corners that Auburn has had. It's been super, super fun to see. He's about to be a true sophomore, right? We've got 2 more years with him. He might be one of the best ones, truly. We're talking about a guy who's got to be the chance to be as good or better than Carlton Davis. I think he's good or better as Roger McCreary, good or better as Jamel Dean. What an awesome situation to be in. Which, just real quick, DJ James, Carlton Davis both play for the New England Patriots, and they're both going to win a Super Bowl this year.
I can't remember a corner that we've had good corners. Okay, don't get me wrong, have really good corners. I don't think there's been a corner that I think other teams or wide receivers fear. Does that make sense? It's going to be a good competition, but somebody that's going to put me on my rear end in the blink of an eye, who's going to tell me about it, and who's going to be up in my face all game long and just giving me, what.
I gotcha.
I think physically is what's my favorite part of his game. He's just so physical and just got that killer instinct to him. I think he's one that's dadgummit, I don't want to go up against Jay Crawford. I don't want to go up against this guy. I just think he's going to be.
Yeah. So I do agree with part of what you said, because like DJ and Roger,
They were
like,
quiet. You know,
they didn't talk. Yeah. Jay Crawford will talk to you.
Oh, he'll let you know about
he'll talk to you. And so will Kayan. Yeah. Yeah. And then you can mention your last guy, because I think they're both tied to each other. Who's your last guy on the list?
So along the same lines, I think a very similar player to Jay Crawford that I think's winning fall camp to the point where I think you can't not put him on the field and he can be a huge asset is Rayon Strader. He is another one. I've watched. He has no fear whatsoever. I'm going to go up against Cam. I'm going to go up against Perry. I'll go up against any of them. And I'm going to physically make their life a living hell. And then I'm going to let them know about it. Again, I said it on the stream. Like, I can't repeat what he said to Cam Coleman after he beat him on a rep. It's just, that's that kind of, that killer instinct. You almost see it in his eyes where he plays pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, I love that in my DBs. And he is the real deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why I expected him to be a smaller guy. He's big, man. He's big. He's tall. He's long. He's really filled out. Like, he kind of looks like a safety.
The logistics of using three corners is interesting. And it's so easy to say, like, oh, we've got corner depth. It'll be a rotation. And like, that can totally be true. You don't really ever see that. It's usually like your two main guys. And of course, if somebody goes down, it's great. Right.
Yeah.
But in a situation where everyone's healthy, I haven't really gotten a good answer yet on, like, okay, let's assume all three of these guys are healthy. Kayan, Jay, Rayon, they're all healthy. Like, what's the rotation look like?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people say, well, maybe they can all three be on the same field. I'm like, well, they're not playing nickel. My understanding is none of them are playing nickel. Sylvester Smith is eating at nickel and he's leaving no crumbs. And so Champ Anthony's playing safety now a good bit, which is wild. Not on my bingo card. But to me, like, I don't know. I agree with the sentiment that Rayon Strader is too good to not play, but I don't know exactly where you put him.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a running back situation where you take a guy off because he's tired. Like, that's not how you use corners. Like, corners play a lot. Corners play a lot of the entire game.
Yep.
So I don't fully know what that looks like, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
I don't either. I don't know. I mean, in theory, you think he could sort of play, like, he could play maybe both sides of boundary and, field, and then maybe rotate the guys off one at a time, to give them a blow at a time. I mean, I feel like he could kind of play wherever.
I don't know.
I just don't. I think it's a good asset to have, though. Like,
100%.
if you get
You'd rather have it than not.
If you get in a scenario where somebody's got to come off real quick because they got a stinger or they got to take a blow or whatever, he's like, you cannot ask for a better situation of first guy off the bench, in my opinion, than Rayon Strader.
Yeah. And we're not talking about Rayshawn Pleasant. We're not talking about Donovan Starr. We're not talking about Blake Woodby, all guys that I think we all believe in. So it's fun. It's fun. As a guy who loves corners, this is like the best thing ever. So great. So fun. How can people check out everything you've got going on?
Absolutely. Go subscribe to thebarnauburn.com. Get in on all the scrimmage notes, practice notes. We'll be at practice on Thursday. Try to get you up to date on everything that's going on. And then you can, anywhere you get a podcast, search the Barn Podcast Network. You can catch all of our shows there.
Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked On Auburn.